All right. Welcome to the zone of enrichment, the room of constant ever improvement. This is the Louisville Show. Welcome out to the Louisville Show. Hey, folks, it's Manufactured Home Sales Mastery, MH Sales Mastery. My name is Cesar Mascoro Jr. For those of you that are out watching this live right now, man, we welcome you out. And you know what we do when we're out at these shows? We like to have our Manufactured to Win live. We bring great guests onto the show so that you can see what's going out there in the industry. You can see exactly the work that gets put in behind the scenes, or maybe even in front of you, right? But we want you guys to know just how big this industry actually is. And the gentleman right here, Big Mike from Marty's, right? Mart's Trucking. Okay. So he was just sharing with me that in August 8th, you said?
August 8th be 50 years for me doing the same job.
50 years. 50 years. That is amazing, Mike. That is amazing. So, man, let's start right there. All right. 50 years. Why?
I like what I'm doing. I like bringing the houses from the dealership, from the manufacturer out to the dealerships, and proud of what I do and the job I do. And we got the new guys coming in to it, trying to train them to do the same job we do and do a professional job every day you're at, no matter if it takes you 1 hour or 10 hours to put it on the site. That's what we do.
That's awesome. So now let's back up. Let's back up 50 years ago. How'd you end up getting into this in the first place?
My dad drove for 18 years doing manufactured housing for Richardson Homes in Elkhart, Indiana. And then I got into it. My two son-in-laws are into it. My boy's into it too. He does the same thing I do. And we just like what we're doing.
That's awesome.
We like to bring people new homes and see the smile on their face when we deliver a clean, new home.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So obviously this is a long-standing family thing, which is a lot of what we see in this industry, right? There's a lot of people that have been in generations of family members.
All of our drivers here are just like family together.
Yeah. And so it's not uncommon that we see that we've got third generation, fourth generations in the business.
Right.
And so that's fantastic. And Mike last year was a fan favorite of these lives. We got a whole bunch of great responses from the interviews we did with you last year. So we definitely appreciate you being back. But now you've got Thomas here with you, right? And so who's this guy?
Thomas is his dad and mom both pull houses.
Okay.
The manufactured housing. That's how he got into it. My grandson is getting into it. So they're coming up, and he's a very good deal in our business. Brings it up, brings the professionalism up 100%. And they got to get more young guys into it to do the job we do.
Sure.
I'm not going to be around pulling them forever. One of these days I got to get out, step back, let the young guys do the job.
Do the thing, right? For sure. So Thomas, your parents both do it?
Yep, they both have pulled my entire life. My grandfather pulled houses too, so I'm the third generation.
Yep. Okay, there we go.
All my cousins, uncles, everybody, pulls houses. It's a family affair, right?
That's right. So now do you do it because your family did it, or do you do it because you enjoy it?
So it's funny you ask that. My dad talks about this very often. Like when I was in kindergarten, they asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up, right? I wanted to be like my dad pulling mobile homes. I just loved it. I went on all the trips with him that I could throughout the summertime and everything. It's something that once you start doing it, you just can't stop. And once, for me, that's all I've ever known. So I'm very proud of what I do. Right? And I love it.
That's great. And so some people would ask, well, Cesar, why do you have transporters on the show? You do sales training. But what you guys do is very similar in the sense of there's a process to it, just like there is a process to sales.
Yeah, we are the guy between the manufacturer and the retail customer. If you get out there and you got to do the job professionally to do it, it makes the salespeople at the factories much easier job for them because they got a guy that's bringing the clean home into the customer, and that customer is going to tell a bunch of other people. And usually when we're there, they have anywhere from you could have 10, 15 people watching you do it, taking videos and pictures of your job you're doing.
Yeah, for sure. And that's one of the things that I always, when I was selling, right, I was on the retail lot for 15 years myself. Transport is so crucial to the sale, to referrals, to what work needs to get done after the fact, right? If it does not get brought in clean, safe, there's a lot more headaches that we got to deal with as a retailer.
That's right.
But, you know, because I got to go in and fix drywall. I gotta, you know, frame vent and all these other things that we got to deal with now for a long time, because customers now, we have to carry that afterwards, right?
Yep.
So it's important what you guys do. So talk to us about that, Thomas, because we see, you know, you've been at this 11 years now.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. What is in your mind the difference between somebody who gets the home to location clean and safe and somebody who just kind of just gets it there?
So it's the difference in lack of care for what you're doing, right?
The lack of what?
Lack of care.
Lack of care.
When I'm bringing somebody a home, especially, you know, well, anywhere, but especially to somebody that, you know, they're the client at the end of the run, I want to make sure that I represent myself, my company well, the company that I'm pulling the house for, right? And then I want to make sure they have their best situation once I am there. So that means keeping your head up, looking out for any overhead obstructions, looking for potholes, looking for anything that could be on the road that could flip up and tear up an underbelly or go through the flooring. I mean, these things do happen. And then on top of that, you know, just nice, you know, to greet somebody well. That makes a huge difference.
But I love the fact that you started off with, it's because you care, right?
Yeah.
Because that's huge. And you guys hear us talk about this, whether it was my sales teams when I was a GM or now that we're doing the consulting and training, we talk about you got to care, man. Because if you don't care, just like you said, you're looking for, you know, overhead obstructions, you're looking for potholes, you're trying to avoid these things. So because of that, you're focused in, right? You're making sure you're aware. Same thing with these sales consultants out there. Guys, if you don't care, you're missing all the things that the buyer is telling you are important, right? And they're speeding up. They're going through it just as if it's like they show up and I gotta sell it right then and there without realizing that, man, there's steps I gotta take.
Yeah, if you take a house in and it's damaged, that homeowner's gonna pick that house apart. That's going to hurt your next sale. Sale after that, next one after that. If you take it in clean, you can sell 10 homes off that clean deal that you go in. It's just about caring and respect and of what you're pulling.
Yeah.
You know, you got to make sure the house is clean. Like today, you picked it up from point A to point B. Even though we have a lot of hassle on the road with cars and stuff there, that just cut you off and do everything else, you got to be ready to go for it.
Sure. Let me ask you guys you mentioned you had over 50 trucks at this point, right?
We have 56 trucks.
56 trucks. So Big Mike or Thomas, whomever, about how many homes do you pull a year?
Last year, I pulled 310 freight bills. There's only 356 days in the year.
Yeah.
310 freight bill. One freight bill for every house I pull.
Wow. That is crazy. So in your opinion, let me ask you, is the business getting slower or is it picking up?
It's picking up.
Yeah.
Picking up more and more. We're grateful for all the work and for all the manufacturers that we pull for. The upper UP in Michigan's going big. I went over the Mackinac Bridge 29 times this year with houses over the bridge. And it's quite a deal to go up.
Yeah.
And, go. Thomas does a lot of Ohio, and it's tough in Ohio. I mean, the police officers and stuff got to do their job, but you got to have all your equipment on that house legal. We have provision sheets for every state. On the provision sheets, it tells us how high the sign's got to be, how big the lights have got to be. They got to work for 500 feet behind the house. So if you see a light on the back of the house and he's turning, don't come up beside him because that house is going to make a wide turn on the corners because the
You'll be
telephone
under it.
poles and stuff are, you're making a wide turn because the telephone poles and stuff are on the corner.
Yeah.
So if you got an 80-footer, like on my truck and his truck he's got outdoors, that's 110 feet. So he's got that 110 feet, got to go around that corner. So just be cautious when you're around the house going down the highway.
Sure.
Don't ride beside one because you never know. Tires come off. We tighten them up.
Yeah.
They're done it. We have to go. We tighten them up factory, 90-pound torque, 50 mile. We tighten them up again. But things do happen. Like everything else, it does happen.
Of course.
So,
and you mentioned that, right? There's always going to be issues. There's going to be things. What do you guys, from the sales standpoint, what do you feel would make it easier, better on your end that the sales consultants maybe could help with?
communication.
Yep.
Yeah. What do you mean?
Communication from the manufacturer. If it's going to a retail site, get a map. Send a map over the route you want us to come in on. It makes it easier for us. We can go in on our GPS and look at it. A lot of times it's not the right way to come in. We don't know which way they got the driveway dug to come in. Might be coming in from the left and the driveway angles to the right. Well, we should have went around the block the other way and come in. But that would really help 100%.
Yeah.
And phone numbers to where we're going to, and people to meet us when we get there, so we know where they want the house placed at the time we get there.
Yeah. So communication obviously is huge, right? Being able to keep the customer in the loop so that they are not expecting the house to have been there the week before when you show up, and now
Right.
you're getting it.
Right.
As
That could be-
well.
We don't get chewed out at the time.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
It's-
Customer like, "What? My house was supposed to be
Yeah.
here last week, Thomas. What happened?"
We've
Right.
had that happen.
Yeah, we have
Yeah,
actually.
I'm sure.
Something I start trying to do, especially if I'm going somewhere that's close to home. Okay. I start trying to call the delivery contact the night or even 2 nights before if I can get the information, just to give them a heads up, let them have a roundabout idea of when we're going to be there, and start to see what things, like what the picture is when I get there, right? Because the more information that we get through communication, the better we can then do our jobs.
Yeah.
And make the transaction go over better. So it's a huge
Yeah,
deal with
right,
communication.
right now we're doing 72% retail sites.
Yeah.
Then going to the dealership.
Okay.
So we need to know that,
Yep.
if how we're going to put it in, if we need to back it in or pull it in,
Right.
all right off the bat, do it that way.
Yeah.
And we have no problem with doing it.
And
Got
as a GM, I always preferred the RSO versus the one coming to my lot. And I'd rather go straight to the customer's lot. So obviously having that communication, getting you the info that you need is crucial. So let me ask you guys a question, right? Because everybody, there's going to be a panel tomorrow here on AI, and we hear about the driverless trucks coming and all these things, right? What do you think about that?
So
I know you got something to say, but Thomas, go ahead,
Uh,
Thomas.
the response times of the things that we have now with, like he was talking about, 110-foot load, right? Nothing can be calibrated because every corner you're making is different. There's a pole here, there's a fire hydrant here, there's a rock that an angry homeowner put in their yard, so you could not put your truck there because all these other houses have came through here and some of them dipped off in their yard. So now you're up against a rock. The things that, well, at least we're not there yet, but one day maybe. Hopefully it's a long time after I'm gone, right? But yeah, I just don't see it. There's too many variables in the works here right now. And even the ones that are out, I think they're only on dedicated routes in California.
Right,
Am I
right.
correct?
Yeah.
And they just started happening, really. And we'll see how long that lasts before big problems come.
Sure. And I asked that question because I'm not a proponent of using upgraded technologies, whether it's AI or anything else. I'm not a proponent to use it to replace people. I think it should be used to enhance, to make better, but not to replace. And I certainly don't think that it can ever replace.
It can
Moving
never
on.
replace what we do.
That's
No.
right.
You can't put that computer to say it's going to do this.
Yeah.
Too much changes at the site.
Yeah.
You know,
There's so
like these
much.
roundabouts they're putting in. They putting these roundabouts. Some of them are skinny. We got to be inches off of a sign
Mhm.
around these roundabouts. Every roundabout should be 2 lanes wide. 2 lanes wide.
Yeah.
We need the room, and you know, I can take a brand new guy like Thomas, get him to pull a house. I take a freight hauler that's used to pulling freight for 10, 15 years, and he's going to ride the curb. It happens all the time. But when we get young guys to ride with old guys, some of them don't like the old guy, how he's doing it.
Yeah.
But the old guy's been there and done a lot. They could train him. All he's got to do is listen, and he can do it. When we get to a job site, we
Sure.
have young guys put their mirrors in.
Yeah.
The guy in the front on the ground can see 100 times better than the guy in the truck. So we let him guide them in, and they get used to that. Like mine, I put my escort driver, and so does Thomas, in the truck. We know how we want that truck to turn to put that house where it's going to go. And we do that there, and it helps out 100%.
Yeah.
It keeps the damages down, keeps everybody happy. The homeowner's so happy, they're crying over there because they got their new home damage free and they can get into it.
That's
a matter
awesome.
of weeks, they can be in it living.
Yeah.
And they're happy about that.
Yeah, no, I agree 1,000%. So where do you gentlemen see this industry going?
What's the housing market in for a deficit right now? How many houses? are
Like
we-
1.8 million
Yeah,
a year.
So I mean, everybody needs a house, right?
That's
Everybody
right.
wants
That's
a
what I
home.
keep saying.
So and this manufactured homes are built quickly, built well, and so I would hope that there should be a large market.
And so obviously with the larger market to serve, these guys watching, these sales guys should be working to get better, just like you guys
Yep.
do, right? All the time.
Absolutely.
So it's just about improving and getting better because there is so much potential out there for all of us. And but it takes partnerships between sales and transport, sales and construction.
And we're willing to train the young guys. If they want to come to work, we're willing to train them.
Yeah.
They just got to have patience.
That's
And
a
learn
great
it.
point, right? Because we talk, you hear all about this where the trades now, right? We got a trade deficit. In other words,
Oh,
we
yes.
got tradesmen deficit.
Yeah.
People like carpenters and electricians, drivers. So what, man, Mike, where can people reach out if they're interested? Where should they reach out to maybe see about
For
if
March
this is a
Trucking
career?
is out of Elkhart, Indiana. Our phone number is 574-294-6666. And you can call us from 8 to 5. And if you're willing to take the time and learn, we'll put you through it.
That's fantastic.
We put 7 drivers last year through school, driving school, to get their CDL to come to work for us. Now, I know a lot of the transport companies out there, once you sign the lease and stuff, we just like for somebody to stay with us for at least a year and a half to get our return back from them
Right.
off of that school. Because that's $7,000 to go to school.
Yeah.
And, you know, guys right now don't have it. The economy's not letting them have it. We're willing to help them if they're willing to learn and stay with us. Well, we have no problem with that.
And for those of you people out there who are probably thinking and looking for what should I get in myself into or what kind of career, this is a great career that can make you some great money. It can really,
Yes.
it really can make you some great money. I've seen a lot of
I
transporters
do real good.
that do really, really well.
Thomas
Right.
does good. Thomas owns 2 trucks. I had 2 trucks. Most of our guys that are in it for long term have got 2 trucks. My son-in-law's got 2 trucks. My other son-in-law works for him, and it's working out beautiful.
That's awesome.
Uh,
Well, appreciate you gentlemen coming out. Thomas, it was great meeting you, man. Mike, great having you back. You folks reach out to him if you're interested, and we'll keep moving forward. So you guys enjoy the rest
Yep.
of the show.
We're willing
Appreciate
to be
you, man.
here.
Thank you.
Thank you.